This is the biggest lesson that I've learned so far about creating content and why it matters. If you think that good content is about pretty visuals and flashy cuts, you're wrong. The most important skill that you need to know if you want to make good content is writing. Counterintuitive, right? But hear me out. Writing in its purest essence is organized thinking, and good content in its purest essence is ideas that have enough substance to inspire, motivate, or entertain people. So how do you come up with ideas that impact other people? You think. You think about yourself, you think about the world, you think about the content that you consume, you think about your dreams, you think about your struggles, you think about your fears. And then you write. You write so that you can organize it into something that's easy to understand and that's cohesive and ready to share. Think about all your favorite content, whether it's music, TV shows, movies, films, books. The foundational basis behind all of them is writing. It doesn't matter if it's Love Island, Interstellar, Lord of the Rings, or some anime. Everything is founded on writing. Humans have been drawn to storytelling ever since the dawn of time. So it only makes sense that if you improve your ability to write, you improve your ability to tell stories. So I'll tell you the exact writing routine that I followed for a year to help me become a better thinker, content creator, and writer. Now, the routine that I followed is I wrote every single morning for an hour, and I divided it up into 2 sections. For the first 30 minutes of this hour, I would just free write. No structure, no direction, and most importantly, no judgment. I would literally just let thoughts flow onto the page. And I'll give you an example of this. So this is literally from last year, Monday, March the 17th, 2025. And I'll read out a little bit just to give you an example of what free writing might sound like or might look like. I'm sitting here unsure what to write about, so I decided to write this sentence to get the ball rolling. Perhaps I'll decide this morning to write about what my current dreams and ambitions are, and also my fears. At this moment in time, my ambition is to create and build something of my own, and to get paid for it. Paid enough so that I am fully allowed to choose how I spend my day, whether that be content, software, or some type of online service-based business. For the last 6 months, I've been stumbling towards this dream, putting one foot in front of the other, not entirely sure if I'm even headed in the right direction. I'm enjoying it, however, but I'm simultaneously feeling like I'm not doing enough to actualize this dream in the time frame that I would like. This brings me to my main fear, which is that I may never fully realize this dream of mine. But that's an example of me free writing for 30 minutes, and I did 3 pages of this. So for the second half of this hour, it would be focused on technical writing. So this is where structure, direction, and judgment comes back in. I pick out 5 to 10 writing frameworks, stuff like AIDA, which is attention, interest, desire, action, or PPP, problem, promise, proof, or PAS, problem, agitation, solution. These are widely used in marketing and copywriting to pretty much market products and services to other people. There is a psychological underpinning to these methods, but essentially what I do is I would study what the framework would be, just the general structure of it, and then try to plug in my own experiences and my own kind of story into this framework, and then review it. I'll give you an example of my attempt at this technical writing, and this one's around the fear of failure, and it's using the PAS writing framework, which is problem, agitation, and solution. So for the problem, I wrote, you ever want to start something new, but the fear of failing was holding you back? And then I moved on to the agitation. So you never actually commit to it, and all this time passes and makes you realize that you might not be cut out for it. That kind of agitates the fear that I highlighted in the problem stage. And then you finish off with the solution. Well, you're wrong. It's not a motivation or fear issue. It's a clarity issue. You just need a well-defined sequence of steps to begin with, and that will give you enough starting momentum to keep on going, even when you fail. There you go. And you just do this a couple of times for the half an hour, and you just choose different topics. It could be about the fear of failure, or it could be about another common fear that people have. Maybe fear of putting yourself out there, or fear of going for another job. Anything. Just think of a fear or pain point in your life and try to fit it into the writing framework of your choice. And if you do this enough times and you make it a daily habit, I can guarantee you that you will become a really good communicator, and you will understand yourself more, and you will just have much more clarity of thought. So yeah, if you want to make good content, learn how to write. I'll see you for the next one. Peace.